Alrighty. Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic, Non-Classic. This is episode number 1795. Doubleshot number 1689. Five more to go to 1800. Yep. Alright. Now, this review first will start off with some individual issues of a series known as Thunderbolts. Yep, I do have a trade for it. I will get to that. First, talk about individual issues. Now, this is basically stuff that's collected in the Thunderbolts Siege trade, which I don't have. So I figure, though, I've done this kind of before. Do it again. So, we're first discussing issues 138 to 143. Now, I should point out that the first few issues in here are issues from the Dark Reign. And this actually is the start of Jeff Parker's run for the book. Yes, a run that would last for the next, oh my gosh, I think this would last for the next several years. Well, basically, this run basically it'd be one of the longest runs on the book. It started from this point forward up until issue 190, though at that point it was renamed to Dark Avengers. It stopped being Thunderbolts to issue 174. Yeah, and here's the cover for you for this one. Now, pretty much like I said, the first few issues are just Dark Reign tie-ins. It is roughly 6 issues. Yeah, and with these issues here, basically we still have Ghost. Now, the line for these issues are Headsman, Ghost, Paladin, Mr. X, Scourge, and Ant-Man. And of course, at this point in time, Thunderbolts are headquartered not out of the Raft, as they will be later after this one. They headquartered out of the Cube. And Scourge, yeah, he's revealed to be Nuke. Yep, he's Nuke. So they just go on a random mission to kill some people in the jungle. Yeah, that's just to start with here. And then we'll stay brief on it, and then of course, for the next couple issues, they go after the Ages of Atlas. Yes. For issues 139. I think for the next 3 issues, they go after, yeah, it's basically Thunderbolts versus the Ages of Atlas. Now you might be thinking, why in the world would Thunderbolts go after Ages of Atlas? Because they're off Fort Knox. Yep, that is simply the reason for it. They rob Fort Knox. And they end up doing battle with them. Rather than the jungle to deal with the Ages of Atlas. They show up, and of course, you have Venus, who, by the way, is not the original Venus. Is actually a woman who claims the name Venus, not the actual goddess, though she does show up a little later on. Yeah, and they just brawl with each other. At one point, oh yeah, by the way, it's revealed in here that Scourge actually is Nuke. Yes, Nuke, the crazy cyborg, and then we have Scourge, aka Nuke, take a sword, a katana, and basically cut up the original Marvel Boy Uranium Man, Robert Grayson. Yep. Oh, don't worry, he doesn't die. It's not like none of the Ages of Atlas die in these issues. Nope, they're still very much alive. Yeah, then you have Ghost taking on, like on the cover say, yeah, Ghost taking on M11, the robot. Yep. Absolute really fun story arc this one is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who would have thought, though, basically you have Thunderbolts facing off against heroes from the 50s. After they with that, and of course they go more into briefing. Yeah, then Scourge ends up killing the headsman. Yeah, kills the headsman. Now you might be thinking, does the headsman stay dead? You might ask. Yeah, I kind of forgot it does start with issue 40. Well, I thought it was 140. My mistake. My mistake about that. Because there's only 6 issues. Let's see. Yeah, because apparently Headsman was ordered to be killed by Norman Osborn for reasons. And you might be thinking, does he stay dead? Oh yeah, he did. He's dead. Yeah, he does stay dead. Somewhat, anyways. And yeah, Verge probably had an issue with Spider Woman. Probably before his death, I'd say. Mm-hmm. Yes, probably set before his death. Because that book was set like after Secret Invasion, and he had basically explored in flashback issue 163. But yeah, he's still dead. Yep. Yeah, he is by far the only guy. He's the last guy killed off in these issues. And for issues 141 to 143, it's simply put what the Thunderbolts are up to during the events of Siege. You have Thor fighting his clone, and basically their task is simply to retrieve the Spear of Odin. Yep, that is simply their job in the storyline. Retrieve the Spear of Odin. Yep. Yeah, it's a good heist set of issues. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's about freaking heist. Plus, you gotta love. Also, they even threw in some issues of Siege that took place during the events of the final, issue of Mighty Avengers. Like, having on the cover here, having where you have Scourge fighting a U.S. agent. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Really fun issues. Love them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and of course we have more stuff. We have Scourge basically taking the spear despite the fact that Norman Osborn has handed to him by Tony Stark. And he's like, "Did you shoot the spear?" And Scourge's like, "Yep, I did." Yeah. More fighting, fighting, fighting. Great stuff for the Siege stuff. I love it. And then, of course, the Thunderbolts are captured, and they're brought to a new home, the Raft, and they get a new boss, Luke Cage, who's here with Jessica Jones, his wife, and their baby, Danielle Cage. Great set of issues. Gonna do the next set. We get these issues at 9 out of 10. Really good. Next up is Thunderbolts Cage. This collects material from Interheroic Age one shot plus Thunderbolts 144 to 147. This book mostly basically has Luke Cage forming a new Thunderbolt team, which this is during a period of time where the team acts like Marvel's version of the Suicide Squad, basically a work-release program. This is a mixture of classic Thunderbolts mixed with some new ones and one previous one per se. The classic Thunderbolts thrown in here are basically Songbird, Mach 5, because he was previously Mach 4, now he's Mach 5, Mockingbird, and the Fixer. Not Mockingbird. Moonstone and the Fixer. These 4 are classic Thunderbolts. They were basically founding members of the original Thunderbolts. Only Songbird and Mach 5 are actually not exactly equivalent to villains here. They're just basically serving with them because they're basically supervisors. Ghost is the only person from the previous roster kept on the team, probably because Jeff Parker likes writing him. And then they include a few people. Also, there's a joke in here when Titania shows up in here. And it's like, "Hey, I'll be your new baby mama. I'll be your next baby mama." Because I'm sure all ladies probably think Luke Cage is very handsome. They probably want to sleep with him. That's the way they're written here. Moonstone surprisingly does try to seduce him, because even she knows Luke Cage is married and has a kid. And then basically we have 2 people recruited this team, and I'm like, what? Yes, for some reason, Luke Cage is basically going to recruit the frickin' Juggernaut and Man-Thing. Yes, the Juggernaut. And you're thinking, what? The Juggernaut? This, by the way, is before Fear itself, so yeah. So he's basically recommended a team by his stepbrother. Despite the fact, for some reason, Jet Parker Version was his half brother. Yeah, that makes no freaking sense. They're stepbrothers. They have two different moms. Yes. I'm not sure why Jet Parker completely forgot the fact that Juggernaut, yeah, he's related to Xavier, but he's not his half brother. He's his stepbrother. Why the heck would he write this 44th? I think that was a mistake on his part. And by the way, instead of getting a fig over transformation, it's basically Man-Thing, because his access to next to all realities. And then, of course, with a dry run, which involves, get this, Baron Zemo showing up. Except it's not the actual Baron Zemo, it's just the Fixer in disguise. Yeah, and by the way, the first person to meet Luke Cage since he arrives at the raft is the Fixer, a super hacker. Yeah, I thought that was kind of hilarious. And most of the Chris Musso was like, it can't be Thunderbolts without me. Well, there was a period of time where you're not Thunderbolts, lady. Yeah, I guess the fact you're hot, but you don't need to say that. Yeah. So, basically, you kind of think of these issues as basically Luke Cage because they're his team and kind of acting like Marvel Suicide Squad, where they have them in the briefing room. And the thing is, Songbird is practically the only person who's not here as a convicted felon, kind of like similar how Vixen was with the original Suicide Squad. So it looks like Jet Parker took a lot of inspiration from the John Osborne run for Suicide Squad. And this is your lineup. And then, of course, there's stuff with Valkyrie in here when they go on a mission to hunt a cannibal. And, of course, the warden of the raft is revealed to be John Walker, who at this point had stepped down being U.S. agent due to what happened in Siege, where he was basically had some of his limbs chopped up by Scourge, a.k.a. Nuke, who always kept with the prison. Yep, Nuke is in the prison. And he's like, I would not become this stupid cyborg. I'll have cybernetics. I will not become a full-fledged cyborg like this jerk. Yeah. Great start to this particular era for Thunderbolts. You can kind of think of basically 136 to 138 and 144 as more of a transitional period. Basically wrapping up the Black Ops, the Black Ops division where Thunderbolts was, and becoming Marvel Suicide Squad, which is basically from this point forward up until the end of the series, basically it's like that. I get this book a 9.5 out of 10. Yep, by the way, yeah, Jet Parker may do. There's one person I forgot to mention they recruited to join the team. Crossbones. And Luke Cage points, hey, this is the guy who killed Captain America. No, that was, well, basically, he's one of the people who tried to kill Captain America, yes. But also involved a brainwashed Sharon Carter. So Dr. Faust was involved with this too. Why does he think that basically Crossbones was the only one basically involved with that? I thought was kind of weird. The interior artwork is by Kemp Walker. The interior artwork, cover artwork for pretty much the main issues is done by Mark Dervick. Brian Hitch as Heroic Cage. Yeah, this is Brian Hitch's cover artwork, which I love this thing. It's really good. Yeah, great start for this era for Thunderbolts. Okay, so that's the particular review. Stay tuned for later on today with my reviews for a couple of different anime. First being Cage Closed, the other being Kaguya-sama Love is War. And maybe their comic corner. Okay? Yep. See you next video. Bye.